Ever wondered what your chess pieces are actually whispering or screaming at each other when the clock is ticking? Welcome to Supercharge, a high-voltage chess tactical breakdown where the moves are lethal and the banter is even sharper. In today's episode, we're dissecting a brilliant puzzle originally published on chess.com on March 26, 2026. This isn't just your standard Find the Mate in 3 tutorial. We've given the pieces a voice, a personality, and a serious amount of sass. Watch as the White Queen and Rook coordinate a devastating kingside assault while the black pieces scramble to keep their king's crown from falling off.
Listen up, boys. It's time to put the super in Supercharge. I'm going in deep. Cover me.
Go get him, Your Majesty. I'll just stand here on F5 looking rugged and indispensable.
Must be nice to move diagonally. I've been staring at this, a 3 square so long, I've started naming the dust bunnies.
I'm here, I'm fabulous, and I'm currently ruining 3 different people's afternoons. Hello, bishop on F6. Hi, rook on F8. And you, pawn on H7, don't unpack your bags.
She's looking at me with that. I'm going to remove you from the board, glint in her eye. Someone do something.
Don't worry, I'm coming. I have to leave the A4 pawn and our knight on F5 to their fate, but the king is hyperventilating. I'm back. I'm on D8. Nobody panic. I'm guarding the back rank. Also, does anyone else smell smoke?
Oh, that's not smoke, darling. That's just the friction from the heavy artillery arriving. Rook, you're up.
Lee, out of the way, everyone. I'm sliding over to H3 and I'm not stopping for red lights. Rook on H3, reporting for duty. I've got the queen's back, and we are looking directly at H7. It's a power couple moment.
I can save us. I'll take out their bodyguard. If I take that knight on F5, maybe they'll lose their focus.
Wait, what? No. We talked about this. I'm the rugged hero, remember?
Ha! Knight takes knight on F5. I've cleared the defenders. The threat is neutralized. We can all go home and have tea.
Oh, you sweet summer child. You didn't neutralize the threat. You just cleared the view for the finale.
Wait, why is everyone looking at me? I'm just a humble pawn. I have a family in the C-file.
Sorry, little one. It's nothing personal. It's just checkmate. Queen takes pawn on H7. Game over. I'd like to thank the rook on H3 for the backup and the black king for being so stationary.
I'm surrounded by my own people and I still can't breathe. Fine, I'm going to the box. Someone bring me a magazine.
Now that's what I call a supercharge. Who's up for a rematch? I promise not to stay on the A file for 20 turns next time.
Welcome everyone to today's masterclass where we are diving into a truly explosive tactical sequence titled Supercharge, published on chess.com this March 26, 2026. Looking at the board, White's pieces are coiled like a spring around the black king, but we must find the most efficient way to break through the defenses. The first move is a masterstroke of multitasking as White plays queen moves to H6, which immediately creates a supercharged tension across the entire kingside. By moving the queen to H6, White isn't just eyeing the H7 pawn for a potential mate. They are creating a devastating triple fort that puts immense pressure on the bishop on F6, the rook on F8, and that critical H7 square. Notice how this move ignores the hanging knight on F5 and the pressure on A4 because the threat against the king is simply too great to ignore. Black is forced into a defensive shell to avoid an immediate catastrophe, responding with queen moves to D8. This retreat is a desperate attempt to reinforce the F6 bishop and provide some additional coverage for the back rank where the rook on F8 was feeling the heat. While the black queen's move helps stabilize the defense of the minor pieces, it fails to address the underlying structural weakness of the H-file. By pulling the queen back, black has temporarily saved their material, but they have allowed White the time needed to bring the final heavy hitter into the primary theater of war. It is a classic case of a defender being stretched too thin, where every hole plugged only leads to a leak elsewhere in the position. Now we see the true meaning of the title, as White continues the assault with rook moves to H3. This is the definition of a supercharge move, as the rook swings from the A-file all the way over to join the queen in a deadly battery aimed directly at the H7 pawn. Even though this move leaves the white knight on F5 unprotected, the tactical calculation is precise. The mate threat is now unavoidable. Black's pieces, like the knight on d4 and the rook on b4, are busy attacking pawns on the queen's side, but those threats are irrelevant when the king's house is being burned down. White is effectively telling Black that they can take whatever material they want, provided White gets the king in return. In a final, futile attempt to eliminate one of the attackers, Black plays knight on f5. While this removal of the f5 knight technically clears some space, it does nothing to stop the coordinated battery of the rook on h3 and the queen on h6. The game concludes beautifully and decisively, as White plays queen takes pawn on h7 with checkmate. The queen, supported by the supercharged rook behind her, delivers the final blow while the Black king is completely hemmed in by his own rook on f8 and the bishop on f6. This puzzle serves as a perfect reminder that when you have superior coordination and a direct line to the enemy king, material counts for very little.
If you enjoyed the animated chess chaos, make sure to subscribe for more tactical puzzles and piece-driven dialogues. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a Supercharge moment. Comment below, which piece was your favorite, the smug queen or the overworked rook? Let us know if you found the solution before the animation finished. Can you find the win in the next one? Stay tuned for our next episode.